Hola, lights out faithful, my amigos, if you will. We are so glad you're tuning into this episode, and we're so glad that we can let you know about another iconic tournament taking place on July 13th through the 14th. Smash Factor is back, or S Factor as they're going by now, in Mexico City at the World Trade Center. Registration is already open, so make sure you head over to StartGG to show them some support. And the event is free. There's like $50,000 USD up for grabs, so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? You know, the whole Lights Out crew will definitely be pulling up to Mexico. Follow them on Smash Factor MX if you want to keep up to date with updates. And of course, check out their Twitch channel as well, Smash Factor Gaming. Going to be a lot of stuff there, not just Smash as well. Other traditional fighters will be gracing the screen along with in-person events that'll definitely leave you entertained. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, it is time for another episode of Lights Out, episode 61. And Smash might be dead, but we still gotta march ahead, okay? We still gotta handle business, and this episode is presented by our friends at Prize Picks. Make sure you download the Prize Picks app, and remember, you can use code LIGHTSOUT for a deposit match up to $100, okay? You should start betting right now. Smash is gonna come back, because right now, I don't know if it's a safe bet or not, but regardless of that, make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing to the video. That helps a lot. Consider checking out the Patreon, even though I know you don't believe in us to make Patreon content anymore. I promise things are changing soon. I promise. And of course,
you swear?
I really do. And of course, if you are watching this in another country, eventually YouTube and those totalitarian governments are going to shut down your ability to access these podcasts and get that good Smash information and other general information. So make sure you head over to Surfshark and use code EEVSUVPN so you can stay tapped in. Don't let them win, chat. Don't let them win. Thank you. But with that said, I'm EE. This is Cosmos. And hey, how you doing, buddy?
Chilling, and Light is...
Well, he's on his way. Somewhere.
Yeah, he
not
just
here.
went to the store to get some milk. He'll
Yeah.
be back soon, I promise. I'm doing pretty good. Honestly, I just got to Mexico. I've been settling in, setting up my place and everything. So I've been pretty busy. But outside of that, I've been actually really on the content grind. I've been streaming a lot more. I've been working a lot more on YouTube videos. Right now, my focus is on streaming more to make sure I'm consistent in it, because I feel like it's always hard to get back into the groove whenever you're out of the groove. So I've been getting a lot back into it. Multiverses has been helping me a lot because the game is pretty fun to play. So streaming it doesn't feel so complex or anything. It doesn't really feel like I'm streaming half the time. But yeah, I've been pretty good. I'm gonna start playing Smash again, even though Smash is dead. I'm gonna start playing it again pretty soon because Smash Factor is in exactly a month from now
Yep.
actually. So and I definitely want to do well there. So yeah, other than that, same old, same old. That's it.
Well, guys, you're probably wondering, of course, well, where is Light? Well, of course, I talked to Light yesterday. Update on the housing situation. He has submitted a housing application, currently just waiting for it to be either approved or denied. But he does have a few other housing options lined up as well that he's going to apply for too, in case this one gets denied. So big update right there. Light is actually in the process of finally getting his own place. I know he's semi-retired right now. We're not going to see him probably until Supernova. He hasn't even played the game since MomoCon, he told me. But you know what? All that can change once you get a nice place to permanently lay your head down. So just wanted to give everybody the Cosmos. You can corroborate that too. I'm not capping. That's actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was talking to me about that earlier too, and like it was funny because like we still like been pretty. I won't get into details, but we haven't been putting him under the bus when it comes into Lights Out. So he definitely wants to be more associated with it, and he wants to be more a part of it.
Yep.
And he did call me earlier saying that like he was feeling bad that he hasn't been able to be as active as we are, because we do want it to be a very consistent thing, and we are going to make sure that it stays a very consistent thing, even with Patreon. Tune in for our Patreon content later on. But he definitely wants to be a much bigger part of it and like a consistent role in it. So he's just like he obviously very cares a lot about Smash too. So the fact that they said that he's not going to enter anything at all or play the game until he finds a housing scenario just shows that like it's not really just him not wanting to be a part of Lights Out or be on it as much or not taking it as seriously. He's just really down in the trenches right now, like maybe quite literally because he has nowhere else to stay.
Dead ass, bro. Our boy, a little bit of a struggle bus right now, but that's okay. Guess what? Choo choo. Okay, that bus still got a little bit of gas left, so we're rooting for Light, and I know you guys are. So that's the big update on Light that I wanted to give. But guys, I'll be honest with you. Usually we have a segment on Lights Out where we recap some Smash tournaments and what's going on. There really wasn't shit going on. I mean, apparently there's like a couple B tiers last weekend. I don't even know.
Man, there's a B tier every single week. We don't care about no B tiers no more, bro. We want the majors coming out now.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with what took place at any of these B tiers. I don't know who won, what they did, anything like that. It is what it is. That's just the state of Smash Brothers right now. Okay? That's just the state of Smash Brothers right now. Now, I will tell you this. I heard a rumor. Okay? And at the time of this, when this gets released to YouTube, maybe this will be confirmed, substantiated rumor. Apparently, there's a Nintendo Direct scheduled for the 18th of this month. Okay? This is not information I am privy to on the inside. It's just something I heard via...
I'm going to burst your bubble right now and say that it actually doesn't matter. Because they literally came out, Nintendo made a post earlier on this year from the actual Nintendo page. I don't know if it was Europe or America, but they said that obviously we're probably not going to hear anything about Smash until the new console comes out.
Negative Nancy.
But they did say in the tweet that the next Direct, which is the Direct that will probably be happening this month, will not have anything about the new Switch, but the Direct after that, they will get into details about the next Switch that will be coming out. So put your pants back on, bro.
I refuse. But regardless of the fact, I would like to let everybody know that I stay encouraged that at the very least, we might get one step. Maybe do like a Marvel end credit thing where it's like, they end the Direct and then 5 seconds later, it's like a silhouette of the new console and maybe like Mario is standing over it or something like that. You never know. You never know. We got to be positive here. We need some new life. And I'm just trying to speak it into existence, as some people say.
Keep speaking, keep yapping.
All right. Well, I will yap about this next topic because it's probably the only thing that actually is interesting going on right now in Smash. And I'll actually put it up on the screen for you guys. 1 second. Zayn and his training arc. Let's see how that's going. I'm going to play this little clip here of him versus an Ice Climbers player. See how it's going real quick. Oof.
I just don't know what happened.
Yeah, we've all been there, Zayn. We've all been there. So, Zayn right there getting packed up real quick by Ice Climbers. I gotta admit, this is one of the more interesting things that have come out of Ultimate as of late, and maybe I'll reach out to Zayn and see if he wants to be a guest on the next episode to get his take on.
That'd be funny, actually.
That would be funny. I'm gonna reach out to him and find it out. But Cosmos, Zayn really taking this serious. Now, allegedly, this is supposed to be some sort of 90-day training course, I believe. I think HBox announced his 90-day detox from Ultimate, playing it, and this is his 90-day infection of Ultimate. Gives you a nice view of how they see Ultimate. But with that aside, do you think Zayn has any chance of getting good at Ultimate?
Well, 90 days? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dude, if you know how intricate matchups are in this game? Do you know how many matchups there are in the game? If you're doing a 90-day poisoning, you're basically playing one character per day. That's not nearly enough to actually get into the nuances of the game. Obviously, he's a seasoned Smash player because he's played Melee for a very long time. He's won multiple Melee majors.
Right.
So I do believe that if he actually dedicated his time to getting good at the game, he could actually do it. And and not that long either, because I feel like Zayn is one of the actual smart players that could do well in multiple different games if he really wanted to. I feel like he just focuses more on melee because that's where his passion lies. But like I've been seeing his content and seeing his YouTube stuff even before the ultimate poisoning thing. And I can definitely tell that like there is a little bit of content direction going into like his brand now. So this is definitely I truly believe that this is like a pure content thing. And I'm really all for it because I feel like this is honestly one of the best things that Ultimate has had content wise
Okay.
since like I don't even really know what the last thing we really had was. So I feel like this is definitely like something that's pretty cool for a lot of Ultimate players to watch and a lot of players to take part of. Like we've seen players like he's played against Onan. He's had streams with Cola. I saw that one Cola flip flying around where he was telling him to like eliminate the melee from him, which was obviously very funny. So I think this is very good for just ultimate content in general, and to show like the possibilities that even though Smash tournaments might be kind of um
Dead.
lukewarm right now, yeah, dead, honestly, there's just nothing happening right now, so it can be a good spark to a lot of people to show what content can really be made through Smash, so that people aren't just spamming Elite Smash, spamming 100 win challenge, spamming tournament runs, coin box, and just doing the same old Iron Man because it's getting stale. It's like beating a dead horse at this point. Nobody cares. That's why people don't really care about Smash content anymore. Which is why I think Zayn is doing actually a fantastic job. Which I'm not surprised because his boss is Ludwig, who is a content mastermind at this point, and Moist Critical too. So like having both those people under like over your head, like able to like direct you with content is definitely a very good trait to have, or it's a very good thing to have. So I think it definitely shows that people can definitely be putting a lot more into content than Smashers have been.
You know, very well said. Very well said. I did see it as like, I don't want to say a publicity stunt or anything like that, because like you need publicity. He's like the best player in Melee. But I did see it as like definitely a content oriented thing. Makes a little bit of sense. Tournaments, you know, obviously they're few and far between for like the bigger ones. So maybe it's just like, oh, it won't affect me as much. You know what I'm saying? In the
Yeah.
grand scheme of thing. You know, I would hate to think this guy in 90 days could get good enough to beat you, Cosmos. That would break my heart. Okay. That'd break my heart.
It would never happen. I could probably do it in a melee though.
Ooh, that could be a little spicy. Okay. Be a little spicy to revisit that at some point. But you know, I think it's harder for him to get as good as he might want to or could, if that's even a thing. Because he's not using a gimmicky character. He's playing Roy. He's playing honest. He's like, Roy's not an honest character, but he's like not a bullshit character. He's got some cheese on him, but he's not a bullshit character. You know what I'm saying? So that just inherently is going to make the job more difficult. But we'll keep an eye on Zayn and see how that training arc progresses for him, because I'm kind of down to see where he's going to be if he actually does keep playing like, you know, consistently for the 90 days. You know, considering like maybe it won't affect his melee, because you know he's always vying. Everybody's always vying. You know, him and Cody for them. You know, 1 and 2 spots. But Cody's been getting his ass kicked by mid tiers lately, so I'm a still rock with Zayn on that one. But yep, that's on the Zayn front. Talk a little rumors real quick in the Smash Ultimate Sphere. You guys might have heard this, or not Ultimate Sphere, just Smash Sphere in general. You might have seen this, I should say. I'll put it up on your screen. Do you see that? What does that say? Friday. Luminosity is planning on announcing a potential. I guess I can only assume this is going to be their first melee pickup, because they've teased the melee. They've teased melee before. Like,
is that Falco? Oh, it's Fox.
It's Fox. So I mean, there's only a couple of free agent Foxes. It could be. I would like to put out specifically for the record, totally against this, by the way. Totally against this. Waste of money.
Against them picking up a melee player?
Yep. Waste of money. Waste of an investment. Totally against it. But I was outvoted in that meeting. So
there was a vote. You were the only one that vetoed it.
You're damn right. But I wasn't the only one. But you know, I didn't
That's
have.
why you should have put me on the team. I would have been there right next to you.
Listen, man. There's been a lot of things that haven't happened that I wanted, but it is what it is. Personally, if you're curious, I think it's gonna be that Soonsay guy. Cause isn't Cody already sponsored by Nouns or whatever that is?
Yeah, like the crypto people.
Or whoever it is. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be that soon. I can't think of any other good foxes. So, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of things. Oh yeah, you were gone. You were trying really hard with that one. I feel like a lot in Melee hasn't like, it's not just Ultimate, it's just Smash in general. There's not really too much going on with Melee either, and it feels like a lot of things have just been stale overall.
Yep.
Obviously, I haven't been too invested in the Melee scene, but I still like check it out every now and then, especially whenever there is a top 8 that happens usually before Ultimate top 8, because I usually tune in and try to see like whenever Ultimate's about to start. So Melee's still going on. So I tune in for like the last 4 sets. Usually it's like losers finals. I tune in, and yeah, even then, it doesn't really seem like there's too much differences. Like it's usually you see Moki in there in top 8. You see Zane somewhere in there, Mango in there every now and then when he cares. You see Left in there once in a blue moon, complaining afterwards. And then you see Hungry Box going on a run, throwing a chair, and it's like that's usually.
Keep
And then you
chucking
see
them.
IBDW going on a losers run. That's usually how it be's going. You don't even see Plup that often either. Um, but yeah, I don't really know if it would be someone like Plup because I don't know how much he's invested in Melee right now either. I don't really know what Plup is doing in general, honestly. Like he tunes in every now and then he does well, and then he just kind of dips. So
Someone said Plup just got married. Well, congratulations. If that's the
Yeah.
case, congratulations to Plup. I'm glad.
good shit to Plup. But
That's-
yeah,
that's
I mean,
cool.
I don't know if it'd be him. It could be him. Could be Soonsay or whoever. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who the fuck that is. So
He's a
could be
Fox
him.
player.
He's a Fox player.
Fox
Could be him.
player.
Could be Fox player 97 at this point. So who knows?
I mean, it's not like it's unfamiliar territory for LG. Before they went all in on Ultimate, they did used to have Ginger on the roster who played Falco. But I guess they cleared his contract to make room for some more,
And you know, like
Ultimate.
I get it because obviously it did hurt a lot of Melee's people's feelings, but it was true. Panda Global or Alan said it first. Ultimate is a bigger content game. Like Ultimate content generally statistically does better than Melee content. So
Alan was ahead of
obviously-
his time. Ahead of his
like,
time.
he was way ahead of his time. So obviously, Luminosity just trying to take over the tracks of Panda, like the scraps that they left over from the reckoning that happened the past couple years. Luminosity taking over and just showing that like we want to take over the Ultimate space and the Smash space and the content space. They're gonna get a lot of Melee or a lot of Ultimate players over Melee players because Ultimate just does better content wise, which is also why they got one of the biggest Ultimate content creators recently, Mars, who was great for content. So they got the best players, which you can advertise, or the best legacy players, Tweak and Leo, that you can advertise as the best legacy players in content. You have Meister, who he's there, but he's good and he does well, and he is a very good content person overall. But like he's there. And then you have Mars. They have someone else. They have Sonics, obviously, because he's winning now. He is their winning player, and winning player always brings numbers. And then you have the content man, Mars, now. So obviously, like that makes a lot of sense because you've hit every corner in the Smash Ultimate sphere that can bring numbers to your brand. You got legacy, winner, funny guy, and content man, essentially. So I guess now at this point, they just want to take over Smash because at some point, or obviously Panda Global was not just Ultimate based. They did have Melee players too. They did start in Melee, I'm pretty sure. Did they start in Melee? I'm pretty sure they started with Plup. I think Plup and Eason were like their first pickups.
For who?
But the
Panda Global?
Panda Global,
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds right.
yeah. So obviously they were still invested in Melee, and obviously if you want to be like a big Smash organization or be a big organization in Smash, you can't just be in one game. You have to like show love to both games. So obviously they want to not neglect Melee so that they have the good reception from the entire community whenever they do something like a circuit that could happen in the future. Maybe they want to be invested in that too. You never know. But they can't not have Melee players if they want to do something for both of them. You said speaking into addictions. I am.
You're not speaking. You're yapping.
You never know though. You never know. So yeah, I'm just saying like they definitely. It's good PR for them to pick up a Melee player, and if they pick up somebody that is good, I don't know, they probably won't go as in depth in the Melee scene as they did with the Ultimate scene, but to have somebody there would definitely be good for them.
You know who it should be? It should be Hacks. That's right. Let sponsor Hacks, and then have him at all of your Melee-based events. Think about it. If Luminosity's running the events, he can go to anything he wants that they're running. It's a genius strategy. And I think you want to talk about content pilled and big brains and, oh, you'll never see it coming. Boom, boom, boom. Sponsor Hacks.
Sponsor Hacks, and then also buy out Leffen from his TSM contract. Have him on the same team.
No way. We're not wasting money there. You keep that gym, okay? We're talking about free Hacks. Put him on LG. It'll be the turn that nobody saw coming. Oh my goodness. I'm just salivating at the potential content that you could get from that. But you know what? It won't happen. But guess what? It'd be funny. But we'll see. You never know. But yeah, I think that's getting announced Friday. So this video is going to go up on YouTube Friday morning. So we'll see if any of our predictions were even close. But that's what's going up. Cosmos, let's talk about what's going down. Okay. What's falling off the rails. Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but our old friends over at Fresh Cut have announced some rather depressing news. You guys remember Fresh Cut, right? They were all over the Smash community, dumping money into it to get people to, hop on their TikTok-like app. A letter to the Fresh Cut community. So, I'm not gonna read all this shit, but basically it just says they're shutting down. The Fresh Cut team is shutting down. You guys are probably like, well, actually, you know what? I remember Fresh Cut, but I haven't seen them around in a while. Because they switched to like some sort of Roblox community hub or whatever. And, I guess
they actually started in Roblox, or they were big in Roblox in the beginning. And I'm gonna just like, I don't give a fuck about anything. But obviously they're going down, so whatever I say doesn't fucking matter at this point.
Wait, you got something to get off your chest?
No, not really. I just like, they told me something at some point. I thought it was really funny. But yeah, in the beginning, they started with Roblox.
Hold on. I want to hear this little rant. I just wanted to properly honor Fresh Cut with the unfollow.
Damn.
I mean, if they're not going to be around anymore, you don't need my follow. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, in the beginning, they started out, they were big in Roblox, obviously in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then later on, like, obviously they were getting into Smash, which, by the way, nowhere in that announcement of them going down did they mention Smash anywhere, because that period did last a good amount of time, but I guess they just didn't give a fuck about us at the end of the day. But it was funny because, like, at some point, I won't say who, obviously, in the team, because it does fucking matter, but at some point I was talking to somebody that was part of the Fresh Cut team, and they're like, yeah, we want to like get more into Smash, because obviously, like, the Roblox community is pretty cringe, so we want to get out of it. So that's why they were investing more in Smash and like trying to add more games to the Roblox team or app. And then at some point, they just found out that whatever they're doing, no matter what they're doing, is not profitable. So they just went back to what they thought was cringe in the beginning and went back to Roblox because it was getting them numbers. And then they just found out that whatever numbers they're getting also is just not translating to revenue. So they just have to go down. So, I mean, I guess they kind of deserve to go down, because they were pretty much just trying to sell their soul, sell out, go back to Roblox after trying to get out of Roblox because they didn't like being in Roblox. So I'm not surprised that this ended up happening. They also, even when they were messing around with Smash and like other games, they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. Like absolutely no idea what they were doing.
You know, I don't want to say they deserve to go down, but maybe it's like one of those things where like
It's not surprising.
It's not surprising, sure. And I gotta say, like everybody I met from Fresh Cut was very friendly. Adrian, even though he would like ghost you 85% of the time, he was still a very friendly guy when I got to speak. There's another guy, I remember he gave me and Charles like Clippers tickets like a year and a half ago or so.
Yeah,
like,
I definitely will take it, but
people.
not that I did not mean to say that they should have gone down or like they should go down, but like it's not surprising because of everything that ended up happening with Fresh Cut.
Yeah. It was just it essentially, it's somebody said in the chat right there, it was almost an impossible task. Like you're trying to take down, you know, TikTok and then YouTube Shorts, which isn't as popular as TikTok, but it's still way more, you know, out there or far along the line than, you know, Fresh Cut. Fresh Cut was just like, you know, we want to be like the TikTok for just gamers, but like the gamers have TikTok already, like, and a lot of other stuff too. It just, the model for success for it was always like very, like always a very thin line, and it just did not pan out. So I wish all those guys the best of luck in like whatever they're going to be doing in their future. Like I said, a really nice group of guys, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I did want to at least give them a little bit of a nod. And I mean, let me ask you a question, Cosmos. Would you ever bet on the chance of anything coming within the gaming space and replacing something like a YouTube Shorts or a TikTok? Did you ever make that bet?
Yeah, you know what, Big Phil? I really what? I wouldn't bet on that. But you know what? What can I bet on?
Well, let me tell you what you can bet on, Cosmos. Let's talk about our friends over at Prize Picks, because when it comes to Prize Pick, baby, that's the only stop you need to make the correct bets in your life, as I've told you guys time and time again. Now, let's begin. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members, and you could be one of those 5 million members. It's the most exciting way to get on the action while your favorite sports and players are getting active. So simple, you just pick more or less than 2 more player stats for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Could it be any simpler? Of course it couldn't be. Huge month right now in June, considering the NBA playoffs are going on, or the finals, I should say, even though it's looking like the final game is going to be in a couple of days because those bum-ass Mavs can't get it together. They're down 0-3 right now, 0-3, but you don't have to be. You could be down. You could be up 10-0, baby, 10-0 by testing your skills on Prize Picks with all the exciting different ways you have to bet. I want to see everyone turn that $10 into $250. So download the app today and use code LIGHTSOUT for your first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks. But don't pick the Mavs because they suck right now.
Never know. They could be the first team to make a 4-0 comeback in the final.
All right. Let's put the blunt down. And I actually want to talk about that though, because I didn't get to watch the last game. What? The one that was tonight?
Yeah, but I heard that Luka wasn't playing for the last 4 or 5 minutes. What happened to him?
Nigga, he fouled out.
He fouled out? Oh my God.
Why'd they bench our best player?
He just fouled out. Oh my God. Oh my God. I heard Kyrie had a good game. It just didn't matter. That sucks.
Yep. They combined for 60, but it wasn't enough. It's very much a shame, but the Celtics are looking like they're going to get championship, number 18, I think? And, brother, don't get me started on that, but it is what it is. I think at the time of the next podcast recording, we might be talking about how the Celtics are NBA champions now.
Next podcast, we're going to be talking about Game 7.
Well, probably like Game 5, but yeah, I like your...
Next one's Game 4.
5 or 6.
And then Sunday would be Game 7.
Yeah, right on, man. Right on. I do think if we had like Denver or the Wolves playing right now, it would be a much more compelling finals. Like even last year's finals with the Heat and Denver were more interesting than this, but I'm sure all you Celtics fans out there are celebrating. So congratulations. You're 1 game away from another NBA title in your illustrious franchise. Good job, Jims.
Yeah.
Easiest walk to the finals ever.
I hope Drew Holiday wins Finals MVP at least.
I do too. Like, or at least, I mean, you have to give it to Brown if you don't give it to him. If Tatum gets it, then they should write a strongly written letter. I'm not going to say what I was thinking of. We are on Twitch. But speaking of Twitch, there's some things going down on Twitch and Kick that are causing a couple of waves. Now, chat, this is going to be a little bit of a more sensitive topic. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? But here on Lights Out, we have agreed that we will cover everything that is making its way onto the feed. Now, I want to start this before this clip you're about to see, okay? I just want to make it very clear. We here at Lights Out do not endorse any kind of hate speech in any capacity. That ain't how we get down, baby.
Unless it's against Steve.
I guess it's against Steve or Sonic, but it must
but not Sonic's.
Be shown so that we can discuss it with proper context. Here is Nick Merckx on his thoughts on trans people.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland. But that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl, done.
Well, I think done is the operative word there, Nick, because you are getting cooked, my man. But there's a lot to unpack there. So I don't know what it is about.
Well, before we even go into anything, what are the chances do you think he stays on FaZe after that?
100. Have you seen 100%? Have you seen who's on FaZe? They don't give a shit.
I actually haven't.
Okay, like FaZe is like when they say FaZe is the frat boy sponsorship, they mean it. Like if anything, they might give him a raise.
A raise for sure.
Yeah, they might give his ass a raise. Okay, that's the way FaZe operates. And I want to say this. So it's very interesting to me that a lot of this stuff is happening more so in June. Even something that's not as big to cover for us is like the Esports Awards announced that they're going to be taking place in Saudi Arabia.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and they got, I mean, if you go back to that announcement thread, they are getting cooked. People are resigning from the panel. Like they're just not messing with it at all. Because Saudi Arabia is like, they're not kind to LGBTQ people and, blood money and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see a lot of this stuff happening during June, right? Pride Month. And, people are saying, oh, everybody's going full mask off. The interesting thing to me is not even so much of what Nick Merckx said, because, I mean, the guy's from straight white guy from Florida. This isn't a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not making light of it, but this isn't a surprise to me. I'm not like aghast by what I just heard from him. Like, the thing that surprised me was if you look at like a lot of the outlets that tweeted about that, if you look at like a lot of the quote tweets or like the replies, like the number of likes, there are so many people who are like just openly like, yeah, right on, brother. Like they are 100% backing it. And that, I feel like that wouldn't have been the case a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? So when I see that, I'm just like, damn, dude, like we are like even more so divided as like, not just like a gaming community, but just like as a human race in general. Like me personally, I have zero issues with trans people. Some of my friends are trans. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like, that's just how I feel about it. So, I would like, even if you have those thoughts, I don't think you don't have to say them. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're just speaking your truth that, everybody has a right to freedom of speech. But as everybody likes to say too, that's not freedom of consequence. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I've seen a lot of backlash, but you're on the other side seeing a lot of support. And it's just creating this like crazy, like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like sitting here, like looking at some of this stuff. I'm just like, damn, dude, this is crazy. Like, this is 2024. And I wonder if a lot of this too, Cosmos, is because we have an election year. It's an election year. You know what I'm saying? Sleepy Joe and old Uncle Trumpy. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are your candidate choices. And I feel like
I'm in Mexico right now.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like apparently you could walk right over. That's neither here nor there. But But you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how you just see that openly said, and I see people like calling for his ban because he was restreaming it on Twitch. You know, they want Twitch to take some action, but at the same time on Kick, they're not. I'm actually surprised Kick banned like the two weirdos who were acting up the other day. That's a whole nother story I don't want to get into, but like Kick has shown that they will deal out some punishment. I don't think anything's gonna happen from this, to be honest with you. But I just think there was just, if you can't say anything nice, sometimes just don't say anything at all. It just seems so off the walls. It's like, damn, dude.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. That's my entire thing.
Right.
And I've said this time and time again.
Preach.
And I feel like it should be obvious at this point, with all the cancelings that's been going on, all the mobs that have been going after people, all the lens that people have been put under. And I'm not saying that people don't deserve to be canceled. People obviously deserve to be canceled. Some people don't deserve to have the platform that they do have because it's a detriment to our community and the space of content and having an influence. But just the fact that, like, I don't know much about Nickmercs at all or anything. It's just that whenever you have a platform like that, a big platform like that, for as long as you have had it for, you would think that it would be common sense to just not get so into a sensitive topic like that and go so belligerent over it, because you know the repercussions that are going to happen to you. Like, obviously people are not going to see it in a good light, and you just think something like that would be so obvious. But is it just not? Like, am I giving people too much credit to, like, just thinking that, oh, it's obvious that you shouldn't be shit talking trans people, is essentially, like, obviously that's not something that you should be doing.
It's crazy.
I feel like something like that is just common sense. And it's like, obviously it's not even just about trans people, it's just about like attacking an entire huge community in general, or like a whole, not even like a community, like a whole general, like a generalization of people. Like, if you attack an entire like group of people, they're going to come after your neck, literally.
Hold on.
And that should be common sense.
It is. It should be. What are your thoughts about Nickmercs?
I wish I had none.
There you go.
None would be better than
See?
my thoughts.
See, Void doesn't support that either.
I do not.
That's what we're trying to tell you, chat.
I haven't seen the clips, so I can't really say because I haven't looked at him speak.
Okay.
But
You
I
don't want to.
just
Tell him he
don't
doesn't want
think
to.
I would enjoy that.
He said you don't want to. You don't need to.
Yeah, I don't think, like, I think watching him talk would upset me, so I am choosing not to.
Fair enough.
I think I know enough.
There you go. See, chat, at the end of the day, America, yes, you do have freedom of speech. You have to understand, you should not apply that in spaces where it's clearly there's clearly a lot of diversity in gaming, bro. Like, here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on and you have to be honest with yourself too. Like, at that point, somebody set in their ways like that, they're not gonna change their mindset. Just it is what it is, right? And judging by, like I said, a lot of those comments and likes and stuff, a lot of people like-minded to that. But for those of you who aren't, let me explain why I think this happened. Nickmercs dude is rich. He is rich, bro. Multi-millionaire.
Actually, something I saw earlier, like a year or two ago, where he said like he's literally just going to stream for a couple more years and then he's going to retire because he doesn't need any more money. And like he was open about that.
Yeah, because at that point you have like a bunch of investments and businesses and stuff like that. So that's why this happens. Like, you get that. Have you ever heard the term of fuck you money? Yeah, it's fuck you money right now. Like, that's why it's just like, I can pretty much say whatever I want. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why this happens. So, it ain't exactly kosher, but it ain't exactly a surprise. If you've been in this space long enough, guys, you know what I'm talking about. But I did want to address that and show some love to my trans homies, because I saw some of them a little upset on Twitter. I was like, you know what? Let me make sure I tackle this topic on Lights Out and let them know we do not endorse that shit. Nicholas, get your act together, nigga. And don't you ever say nigga either. I hop on that plane myself. Pull up on you. You don't want to see me. You don't want to see Big Phil. Not in the field. Not those fields, because we free. Thanks, Abe. All right, well, that kind of went awry. Hey, let's talk about some niggas. Did you see, dude? Tell me you saw this.
Is this a sponsored podcast?
No, I don't know. Dude, tell me you saw this. This was hype. I'm not even gonna dude, did you see Kai stream with Kevin Hart and Drewski?
I was about to bring that up.
Bro.
We were talking about that. Dude.
This was so lit. Chat, was this lit? This was lit.
We need to understand the timeline that we're in with a couple of things. Like, it's gonna be a long time till we get an anime that's good as Attack on Titan. That was a masterpiece, truly masterpiece. It's gonna be an extremely long time till we get another content creator as creative as Kai Cenat.
I agree.
And that's like the fact that he can do all these things live this consistently. The entire Elden Ring marathon was phenomenal. Fantastic.
Think of all the people who are playing Elden Ring right now. Ms. Kiff is playing that shit right now.
Void is live right now playing it. Literally. Yeah, he is.
Oh.
So literally everybody's playing the game right now because of him. And it's like, obviously there is Elden Ring DLC coming out really soon, but like that was like perfectly timed. But it was an absolute, he is a one of a kind content creator.
Yes, sir.
That honestly, like, I would love to aspire to be. Obviously I can't be exactly like, I don't want to be exactly like him or even like to the level that he is. But I would love to at least have some sort of creativity that he has in his content. Yeah,
this shit is crazy, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. It was very entertaining to watch. Wanted to, and it's nice to see, I don't want to play like, oh, he's black, but it is nice to see a brother exceed to that there. Because before that, the closest thing we had a streamer was Drake, and he was playing with Ninja. You know what I'm saying? All them years ago. So, it's cool to see. I would love to get like that, but none of you motherfuckers want to come over to the house. Who's gonna come and have a sleepover with EE? Who wants to have a sleepover with Big Phil? Huh? Cosmos, you hopping on a plane?
Just don't ever call it a sleepover.
It is a sleepover.
We might have a chance.
Dude, maybe we set it up at a tournament and we all sleep in the same room and have fun like that. Maybe I'll talk to City about hosting something at Smash Factory. You down to sleep in the same room?
This man right now.
What? I'm trying to think ideas. See, this is a problem. You don't want to grow. You don't want to grow and take things to the next level.
I don't want to grow around you. I can say that.
I'm a grower, not a shower, but I want to show you a good time. It'll be fun.
I don't want to see anything. Don't show me.
You don't have a choice. Anyway.
I mean, definitely at some point, I think it would be a good idea to get together and like have like a content week or anything. Yeah. Or something like that. Because great. I feel like our friend group, like we have a lot of potential in our friend group if we really do commit to doing something like that.
100%. Bro.
It would be great if we did do something like that. And that is something that I would be open to.
Okay. See, there we go. All right. Well, I got Cosmos on board. All right. So at least there's a little bit of start there, Chad. A little bit of start. But I do want to end on something game related. I did want to talk about because we are a couple weeks into this thing, holding still strong, and I'm gonna do a separate video about this later myself. But Multiverses seems like the game is maintaining its steam. You know what I mean? Obviously, like when it first comes out, it's gonna have like crazy peaks and stuff like that. Then it'll go down, start to level out a little bit. But the leveling is just that. It's leveling. I haven't seen any dip. I haven't seen anyone, I remember when like the first teasers came out, people were worried about it being too slow. And maybe that's still a concern. It seems a little slow in some areas. But for the most part, everybody still seems to be enjoying it. I personally like playing it. I enjoyed running doubles with you. We can run that anytime you want, my guy. But I think people are really digging Multiverses, and I'm happy about that. I think there's some, even after that first patch, I think there's some clear biases. I don't know why Rain Dog was nerfed. I don't know why Rain Dog was nerfed.
I don't know why Rain Dog was nerfed at all.
LeBron nerf was not needed to that extent. Only the one hit thing with the ball. I think Wonder Woman got a fake nerf. It was. Don't tell me that Wonder Woman nerf was real, okay? From unlimited lasso to 8-second cooldown. Ooh, that's gotten a cat written all over it, you Wonder Woman main and Jim. But besides that, I think everything's
I
pretty
don't
good.
100% disagree.
Uh,
I don't think so at all. Especially because like there's a lot of people that came out, or not a lot of people, but like some people from PFG, I think,
Yeah.
either like I think from PFG saying that like the first nerf or like that patch was like just like a mainly like a bug patch or like a general patch, like a small general patch, and like there's gonna be a much bigger patch that has a lot more fixes for characters and like game stuff later on, which is what
Okay,
one of the
okay.
people said on Twitter. Or at least like bugs in the game, because the game is definitely like there's a lot of things that are wrong in the game. Like a character Bugs Bunny, like he has a lot of problems with them.
I saw that when he goes in
Obviously,
the tunnel, you can just come out and
yeah,
start canceling
it's
everything.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. And the crazy thing about that is I'm pretty sure that the person that tweeted about that said in another tweet that you don't even have to cancel the tweet. It's just whenever you use the tunnel, you can cancel all of your moves for the rest of the game. And that's it.
Amazing.
And it's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure a lot of Bugs players that only play Bugs didn't even know about it, because no matter what, a lot of Bugs players, like 90% of Bugs players, start the match with the tunnel. So it's like all their moves are just always cancelable. So I feel like they feel like that's just how the character is
Mhm.
or was, and that every other character that they haven't played, because they only play Bugs, obviously, is supposed to be like that too. Which is why they're like, why are people complaining about how the game is so slow? I can cancel anything into anything when I touch the ground. So obviously, there's a lot of stuff like that that needs to be fixed. Iron Giant is being fixed. They even talked about him. Ajax in that tweet, in that Bugs Bunny tweet, said that in the next patch that it will be fixed. Which is
Right.
why I'm saying like tuning in for the next patch. And that's something that I really do like about Multiverses over Smash is like whenever something is like there is a problem with something, they will tell you we know this is a problem and it will be fixed in the future. Whenever you're doing something with Smash, like you find something wrong with Smash, you just got to pray that Nintendo sees it and fixes it in the future.
Yep. That's fine.
But with this, we know that we're getting future patches. We know that we're gonna get more things fixed. They're listening to us and stuff like that. They like had a whole thread on Reddit and Twitter about like things that they know that they need to fix. So I'm excited about the future about the game, and I think that's why the game is also thriving, because people know that people are listening to them.
Exactly, bro. It's a very, and that's one of the points I'm going to make in that video I do later on comparing the two games. But that's definitely one of the things that people appreciate. Like they want to be heard, and I think the MVS team is doing an excellent job at that. Hopefully, it continues to be successful and sustainable. Because I know myself, I want to keep playing it. Probably dabble in some commentary there. I'm not like trying to full commit to it because I'm not trying to fight all these desperate gyms trying to get
Fight
commentary
Austin.
spots. Yeah, like, well, no, Austin's not desperate. He's just dedicated. So, yeah. But guys, hope you are dedicated viewers and listeners to the podcast because, well, this is what we got for you, man. It ain't always gonna be Smash, but I promise it'll always be a good time, and we will continue to give you guys updates on the light, like he is. We're praying that within, by July 1st, that he'll have a place like signed, sealed, and delivered, and as I get updates on that, as Cosmos gets updates on that, we'll continue to tell you. Cosmos is firmly cemented now and on his location in Mexico. So I hope that's treating you well, man. Stay on the good side of and me, well,
What does that even mean?
me, I'm just still here living with Void and living it up and doing the best I can. So that'll conclude this episode of Lights Out. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we always bring the vibes, and we hope we bring you back. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Yeah.